Meghan Markle, the ex-royal, the Duchess of Sussex, whatever you want to call her, you're kind of now used to getting your own way on major levels. I mean, when you think about it, while over here in the United Kingdom, her stock, as they say, may have plummeted dramatically, seemingly elsewhere in the world, people still highly respect her and she comes in high regard. I know that's hard to believe, given the sort of, shall we say, muddy waters she's created over the last 3 years or so. And it's fascinating to note, is as ever with Meghan, isn't it, that seemingly when everything's going wrong and you think, no, possibly, this could be her own undoing, as we pointed out on numerous occasions, somehow she manages to turn it all around. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to have your company. I hope you're all keeping well. And thank you for your kind comments about that wonderful writer that was Charles Dickens. I know what a legacy he left behind. And as I often say here on the show, and it's always about remembering the good people that did so much good for us, leaving those wonderful words for us to still cherish many, many years later. I often think as well, don't you, whether they ever realised that perhaps in 150 years' time or whatever, people still will be picking up their books, seeing their movies on the big screen, all of that sort of stuff. Apparently, the late writer Agatha Christie always believed that, she didn't think necessarily her work would carry on. And when you think about it, is there anybody bigger than the brilliant Agatha Christie in the world of crime writing? Some people might say that could be the same case for the former royal known as Meghan Markle. This is all because, of course, her half-sister, Samantha, has now won a rather sort of good claim in many respects for people, because she will now be asked, and I put that word nicely, to attend court to explain some of the many situations and, of course, discrepancies that Samantha has put forward regarding that now infamous Oprah Winfrey interview. Now, a lot of people are sort of screaming with delight and basically saying, well, this is Meghan now having to face the truth. Yes and no. What's going to be interesting here is that Meghan, of course, if you recall, famously forgot that she got involved with that book, Finding Freedom, And when you think about that, anywhere else other than the United Kingdom, and given her sort of relationship to the British monarchy, some might say she could have ended up inside. Seemingly, she remembered enough and then all was forgiven. Will it be as easy going for her over in America? Well, here we have some news, because according to a very good source, far from it being a negative in Meghan's life, apparently she sees this now as something as a positive, because then she's given the opportunity to set the record straight. This must be music to her half-sister Samantha's ears, because seemingly she would be happy, as ever, we have to say allegedly, to face the courtroom. Now, when you think about it, people who are made of strong stuff, and let's not forget, seemingly Meghan is made of very strong stuff, well, they sometimes face things head on. They don't necessarily believe that they could possibly be at fault or indeed have anything to lose by representing themselves. We've seen this fail before, haven't we? So moving forward, a lot of people are now saying, well, exactly how would she answer so many of those alleged discrepancies, particularly those regarding her father, Thomas Markle, who did so much, according to Samantha, to support, nurture and educate the very young Meghan. And far from it being her only sort of source of being a single parent, simply was not the case. But moving forward, as I say often here on the show, this is set to be an explosive court case if it fully goes ahead. Let's not forget that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex would have the option to offer the claimant, payment. And I'm not quite sure whether Samantha, the half-sister, would in fact accept that, and rightly so in many cases. I hear that she wants her day in court. Nothing wrong with that. But far from this being Meghan's doomsday, according to a very good source, Meghan's looking forward with great relish to be able to clear her name once and for all. As ever, when I know more, you know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.